Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Sure you had a great day. If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. If you can hear me loud and clear, drop a comment. How was your trading day? I hope it was profitable. If you can hear me, please drop a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. If you can see my screen, also drop a comment. I want to be sure you can hear me loud and clear and also you can see my screen. How was your day? Good evening, Mr. Adebayo. Thanks for joining. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. Okay, if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. How was trading today? Did you execute any trade today, Mr. Adebayo? Did you execute any trade today? Evening, Mr. Wale. Evening. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. So I'm not going to spend much time tonight. In the next 30 minutes, we should be done. Should be done. Okay. So let's start with the economic calendar. Let's check the fundamentals. 2nd of April, 2nd of April, and two major news will be released from the United. The first will be released by 12:15 p.m. and the second one will be by 8 p.m. President Trump will speak by 8 p.m. tomorrow, and also ADP non-farm will be released. These are two major news. You can see from the opening of it, you can see that most of the USD has been in a range. Like I shared with you, most when NFP data is expected, NFP FOMC data, most times price goes into a range before the release. Okay, most times price goes into a range before the news. If you already best, you should be conservative. Okay, should be conservative. Risk reward should be very low. Okay, your risk reward will be very low. Now, if you the market condition for the past few weeks, you executing it. Okay, so that's it for fundamentals. If you're considering trading, yes, tomorrow, as you wait for it should be around 115 or 250. Can you hear me? Can you see? Can you still hear me? A few minutes, please. Let me change my time. This time is not correct. Okay, so it's network. It's network. Just be patient. Just be patient. It's the network. Few minutes, please. I think I need to switch network. Few minutes, please. Just give me a few minutes. Few minutes, please. Let me switch network. Few minutes. Few minutes, please. think this network is okay. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? I think this network is okay. Is it better now? Please confirm it's okay now. Confirm it's okay now. Is it better now? I think this is okay. Okay. If there's any pair you want us to look at, please let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want us to look at, let me know in the comment section. Okay. Is it okay now? Please confirm. Okay, better. All right, thank you. So like I said, most of the pairs, USD pairs, has been ranging. So let's start with GBP USD. But before we look at the currency pairs, I want us to look at DXY. Okay, let's look at DXY. What is the trend on DXY? What is the trend on DXY? Now, this was Monday. Today is Tuesday. Monday candle closed as a spinning bottom. It closed as a spinning bottom, and you can see price tested this resistance, which became a support, and there was a rejection from that level. You can see we had a resistance here which became a support. Price pulled back, tested that support, and the candlestick pattern that formed is a spinning bottom, which indicates change in trend from bearish to bullish. Okay, so now let's go down to daily. Let's go down to 4 hour. Let's see the pattern. Okay, let's see what we have on 4 hour. So you can see on 4 hour, DXY is still bullish. Also on the daily, it is still bullish. It is still bullish. 4 hour daily is still bullish. Would only consider going bearish if price breaks this support. Okay, at the moment DXY is still bullish. We would only consider going bearish if a 4 hour candle closes below this support, because I think there is a fair value gap that needs to be filled. This fair value gap on DXY, this gap has not been filled, so it's likely they might want to fill this gap, this fair value gap, before going bullish. That is what I see on DXY. That is what I see on DXY. They are likely going to come clear this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay, Mr. Kenneth, thanks for joining. Okay, gold. Okay, we'll look at gold in a few minutes. Gold and GJ. Okay, Mr. Adebayo, gold and GJ. Okay, we'll look at that in a few minutes. So I think DXY at the moment is bullish. It is bullish. Okay, it is bullish. It's likely they would come fill this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay, so if you're considering going bearish on DXY tomorrow, I would advise, okay, let's see, after the formation of this candle, after the formation of this bearish candle, let's see what we had on 1 hour. If you want to go bearish on DXY tomorrow, I would suggest you wait for price to break this support. Okay, so you should work with this support zone on the 1 hour time frame. We have this support zone. Okay, so if you want to go bearish on DXY, I would suggest you wait for price to break out from this zone. And if you are considering going bullish on DXY, I would suggest you wait for price to break above this resistance zone. That's my take for the dollar. As you can see on the 1 hour time frame, I think all through today, DXY was ranging. It was in a range all through today. Today is 30. Okay, first. Okay, so you can see it was just ranging all day. Can you see that? It was just ranging all day. Okay, so wait for breakout from the resistance or breakout from support before we decide on buying or selling DXY. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on DXY. DXY is in a range at the moment. Okay, so would only consider going bullish above the resistance, or you call it your supply zone, or we look for a sell below the support or your demand zone. That's my take on DXY. Okay, So let's look at the currency pairs. So we say we should look at on GJ. Okay, let's look at GJ. GJ. Oh, sorry. Let me off the music in the background. Yeah, that. Okay. Okay. So GJ, I took a buy on GJ today. First two trade I took on GJ, it's my SL, and the third one was profitable. Okay. I shared with you guys during the morning session that I took a trade on GJ. That first trade, it's my SL. The second trade also, it's my SL. And the third trade was profitable. It was profitable, and the profit I made on the third trade, covered the losses that I made on the first and the second trade. It was profitable. I think I made 80 pips on GJ on the third trade. And on the first two trade, I lost I think close to 60 pips. And on the third one, I made 80 pips on GJ. So let's start with the daily time frame. You can see what we have on a daily time frame. Monday closed as is an hammer. Some will call this a pin bar. Then today's candle closed as what? An hammer. So this tells me GJ is bullish at the moment. GJ is bullish at the moment. This sell, I believe, was to clear the liquidity that was residing at yesterday low. In the sell that we saw today in the market was to clear the liquidity that was residing at yesterday low. They know after the formation of this candle, this hammer candle, yesterday candle, they know a lot of retail traders would have executed buy. Okay. They know a lot of retail traders would have executed buy. It was because of the formation of this candle, yesterday candle, I took a buy. And my stop loss was used as liquidity. They know a lot of retail traders would have executed buy, and their stop losses will be residing at this low. So I think this bearish move was to clear all the stop losses residing at this low. That they have achieved, and you can see price tested this key support zone. You can see we call this a strong support zone. Why is it called a strong support zone? You can see several resistance level turn support, resistance level turn support, resistance level turn support, resistance turn support. You can see, so it's a strong demand zone or a strong support zone. You can see that. And the candlestick pattern that formed, okay, after price tested this key support zone is an hammer, which indicates change in trend from bearish to bullish. So based on this candlestick pattern on a daily time frame, and also the fact that the market is sitting at a key support zone, I think it's right time to consider buying GBP JPY. I took a buy today. I made some profits. Tomorrow also, I would be going for buy on GJ. So at what price would I go bullish on GJ? You all know it's one thing to know the trend of the market. It's another thing to know the right time and the right price, to execute the trade. A lot of people know how to analyze, but most don't know the right time and the right price to execute the trade. So it's not just about knowing the trend. You also need to know the right time for execution. Okay. So and the best time to execute your trade to look at for your setup is London session and New York session. London session between 8 and 11 Nigerian time. Those are the best time to look at for your setup. Then New York session between 2 and 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Those are the best time you should look at for your trading setup. I do not recommend you trade Asian session anything from 5 p.m. If you don't see your setup before 5 p.m., then you should wait for the next day. It doesn't make sense executing trade from 5 p.m. Nigerian time because at that time, volatility would have dropped. There's no money in the market. Most of the financial institutions, that's the financial institutions in the UK and US, okay, by that time, they are no longer active. They are no longer active. So, and these are the financial institutions in in these countries are the main drivers. They are the main drivers of this market. We have more traders in New York and in UK compared to Asia. Okay, so trade when there's volatility, when high volatility is expected in the market. Don't waste your time trading the Asian session. Don't waste your time. You're in Nigeria, you want to sleep, so you don't want to sacrifice your night for trading. Most of you have 9 to 5 job. You have business that demands your time during the day. Okay, so you have to sleep to be sound, right? You have to sleep to be sound for the day. So I do not recommend the Asian session for Nigerian traders. If you live in Japan, you live in China, yeah, you can consider trading the Asian session, not in Nigeria. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour. After the formation of this pattern on daily, I want to confirm there is a bullish reversal pattern. A bullish reversal pattern. I should be able to identify a bullish reversal pattern on a 4 hour time frame before going bullish on GJ. So let's go down to 4 hour. Should have engulfing pattern. Okay, so you can see the pattern we have here. You can see the pattern we have here. This is a bullish candle, which indicates change in trend from bearish to bullish. Okay, I shared with you guys on pivot calculator. If you remember how to use pivot points to know the sentiment or the trend of the market, I shared with you guys in my previous classes. Okay, so if we are to get the pivot, let me go back to the daily. Okay, if we are to get the pivot of yesterday candle, all we have to do is add up the high low close price of the candle. We add up the high low close price of the candle. The high here is 193.92 plus 192.20, 192.20 plus 193.30. Divide this by 3. Divide it by 3. So you get this as your pivot point. If the candle close above the pivot point, that's a bullish sentiment, that's a bullish bias. And if the market close below the pivot point, it indicates that we still have sellers in the market. Okay, it indicates that we still have sellers in the market. So let's see. So you can see this is the pivot point, 193.14. This is the pivot point, and you can see the market is trading above the pivot point. This tells me that demand is higher than supply. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour. This is 4 hour. If I'm to get the pivot on 4 hour time frame, I would work with this candlestick. If I'm to get the pivot on 4 hour time frame, I would work with this candlestick. And I want to ensure that the market is trading above the daily pivot and the 4 hour pivot. Okay, so let's get the pivot on 4 hour time frame. Okay, so we add up the high low close price 193.68 plus 192.29 plus 192.56 divide 3. So this is the pivot. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the pivot for 4 hour. Let me change the color. I use green color for the daily pivot, and I use blue for the 4 hour pivot. So let me use this. So we have the daily and we have the 4 hour pivot. You can see the market is currently trading above both pivots. This tells me that the bias or the sentiments, the market sentiment is bullish. Okay, so I would be considering going bullish on GBP JPY. I hope that is clear. So my bias on GBP JPY is bullish. It is bullish. Like I shared with you guys in the morning, I expect GBP JPY to come fill this fair value gap. It has created areas of liquidity. Can you see all these highs are areas of liquidity? These are traps. These are traps. Okay, there are a lot of stop losses residing at this high, and there's a high probability they will come for these highs. They will come for these highs, and after clearing all the stop losses here, this gap will get filled. They will come fill this gap. Are you getting me? They will come and fill this fair value gap. So that is it for GJ. GJ is bullish. This week, GJ is bullish. So if you are buying GJ tomorrow, look out for your buy setup during London session or New York session. Okay, look out for your buy. Let's go down to 15 minutes after the formation. After the formation of this candle, if you go down to 15 minutes, it's likely a fair value gap was created. So you can see. So you should wait. Okay, should wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. Okay, you can also see we still have a fair value gap. These are the areas I will be considering buying. Can you see this? These are the areas I will be considering buying GJ, either at this zone or this zone. This fair value gap has not been filled. So I'll either buy from this zone depending on the candlestick pattern that forms after this fair value gap gets filled. If price breaks out from this fair value gap, then this will be the next target. Are you getting me? So, and if I'm buying from this zone, if a bullish reversal pattern forms after price fills this fair value gap, my stop loss will be a few pips below this zone because I know they might still want to come and fill this fair value gap before going bullish. So I don't want to set my stop loss in between this zone. It has to be a few pips, let's say 10 pips below this zone. Okay, so that's my take on GBP JPY. Okay, I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Any question on GBP JPY? Okay, so let's look at gold. Let's look at gold. Like I shared with you guys, my bias on gold still remains bullish. My bias on gold still remains bullish, but let's look at the chart. Let's start with let's see the weekly. Okay, so far it's been bullish this week. Let's go down to daily. So daily, you can see this was yesterday candle. Okay, on gold, I think the candle on gold for the next day will open by 11 p.m. Nigerian time, while currency pairs open by 10 p.m. Gold will open by 11 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, so yesterday candle closed as a shooting star. This is a shooting star. Let's go down to 4 hour. On 4 hour, you can see what we had here. Okay, the market closed below the low of this candle. Okay, then it came to test. We had a zone here on a 4 hour time frame. You can see this. We had this zone here. You can see this support. Price came, tested the support, and there's a strong rejection from that level, from that area. Okay, there's a strong rejection from that area. Let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see what we have on 1 hour. So you can see what we have on 1 hour. So I will be considering buying gold if a 4 hour candle closes above this resistance. Okay, I'll be considering going bullish on gold if this resistance is broken. If this resistance is broken, 1 hour or 4 hour candle should close above this resistance before going bullish on. And if price breaks out from this support, then one should expect more bearish move on gold. Okay, either price breaks out from this resistance or it breaks out from this support. So if you are considering buying, wait for price to break out from resistance. If you are considering selling, wait for price to break out from the support. That's my take on gold, but I'm more bullish on gold. My bias on gold is bullish, so I would be looking for buy opportunities on gold. Okay, but if you're considering selling, ensure the support is broken before you sell gold. Gold is still bullish. You can see the pattern we have here. So price might just pull back to fill. The reason I would go bullish on gold, you see what we have on 15 minutes. If you also go to 1 hour, you can see on 1 hour, the market, this candlestick closed above the high of this bearish candle. If you go down to 15 minutes, You can see what we have on 15 minutes. The market closed above the high of this bearish candle, right? The market closed above the high. You can see it's closed above the high of this bearish candle, and here we had an hammer, which indicates change in trend from bullish, from bearish to bullish, and you can see it created a resistance here. Price broke out from that resistance, also created a resistance here. What happened again? Price break out from that resistance. Okay, so this tells me there is more demand than supply. Okay, so that's it for gold. So if price breaks out from this resistance, you can see, then you should be considering selling or buying gold. I hope that is clear. Technically, gold is bullish. Technically, gold is bullish. I hope that is clear. Any question on gold? Any question on gold? Are you still here? Are you still here? Do you have any question on gold? You have any question on gold? Let me know in the comment section. If you have any question on gold, let me know. Which other instrument do you want us to look at? Which other instrument? Which other instrument do you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, let's look at GU. We've not looked at GU, right? Let's look at GU. You can see GU has been in a range for almost 2 to 3 weeks. That's been in a range for almost 2 to 3 weeks, trading within between support and resistance. It's trading between this resistance and this support. So price will either break out from the resistance for more bullish move, or break out from the support for more bearish move. Okay. All right. So price will break out from resistance or break out from the support. Okay. Can I consider a sell at level 3129 on gold? Let me see that. 3129. 3129. Let me see. 3129. 3129. 3129. Okay, you want to see price pull back, right? You want to see price pull back to this level before you sell, right? If I get you right, Mr. Fabius. Mr. Fabius, right? You want price to pull back to this zone before you go bearish on gold. Not bad, but before you take a sell, you need to ensure that a bearish reversal pattern form at this level. You don't just execute a sell trade because price hits this level, right? You have to wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form at this level before you sell. Okay, let me see on 15 minutes. I think there's a fair value gap around. Okay, so this is where you're considering selling. As you can see, we have a fair value gap here, so it's a good area to consider selling because we have a fair value gap here. You can see this fair value gap, so price is likely going to come fill this fair value gap. So it's a good area to consider selling. Also, if you apply your Fibonacci tool from the swing high to the swing low, you can also see that this is a premium area. Price is above 61.8. It's a premium area, so it's still a good price to consider selling. Okay, it's still a good price to consider selling gold because we have a fair value gap here, and that fair value gap is at a premium area. So it's okay. Just wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form at that level before you sell. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Which other instrument do you want us to look at? Let me know in the comment section. Which other pair? So think we're about looking at GG. Okay, like I said, GU has been in the range. Okay, so but I think GU is going to break these highs. That's my expectation. GU is likely going to clear the these highs. During the weekend session, I told you guys my bias for GU is bearish, but GU has been struggling to sell. It's been struggling to go bearish. Okay, it's been struggling to go bearish, so it's likely they would break this resistance. All this liquidity residing at these highs is likely going to be cleared. Okay, so I expect GU is likely going to break out from this resistance. It is likely going to break out from that this high. Okay, and probably it wants to fill this fair value gap before going bearish. I think GU wants to fill this fair value gap before going bearish. I think that is what is playing out on GU. So if it breaks out from this resistance, then we should expect GU to fill this fair value gap. If it breaks out from resistance, look for buys. Okay, if it breaks out from the resistance, it's likely going to come and fill this fair value gap. And if it breaks out from this support, you can see we have a fair value gap here. So this is where you should be looking out for breakout from resistance. Okay, we have a fair value gap here. We also have a fair value gap here. If it breaks out from the resistance, it's aiming for this imbalance, buy side imbalance, okay, then sell side imbalance. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on GU. It breaks out from this high, but do you want to wait for price to break out for this high before you buy? The current market price is 2920 and this is 3004. That's about 80 something pips. Okay, so let's go down to 4 hour. Let's see if we can find a better entry on a lower time frame. Let's see. Okay, so this is what we had on GU yesterday on 4 hour time frame. So this we had a bullish candle. Let's go to 1 hour. Let's see what we have on 1 hour. So you can see on 1 hour here we have this is an engulfing pattern. This is an engulfing pattern, and the market created a resistance yesterday. This was the resistance that was created yesterday. So if you're considering going bullish on USD and GBP USD, wait for price to break out from this resistance zone. Okay, wait for price to break out from this resistance zone. As you can see, a fair value gap has been created here. Price is likely going to come fill this fair value gap before going bullish. So you should be considering, you can see this fair value gap here on 15 minutes. So between now and London session, they may want to come and fill this fair value gap. Okay, so it's either price breaks out from the resistance for buy or price pulls back to this fair value gap for buys. So these are my areas of interest: breakout from the resistance or price pulls back to this fair value gap. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on GBP USD. Any question? Any question? That's my take on GBP USD. Same applies on Euro USD, positively correlated. You can see what we have on 4 hour. So this is a buy setup on 4 hour. This is a buy setup on 4 hour. Go to 4 hour. So we had a spinning bottom here on 4 hour time frame. Okay, so I think this is a buy setup. I think a fair value gap was created here. Price had to pull back to fill that fair value gap. Let's see. Let's confirm that on 1 hour time frame. I think a fair value gap was created here. You can see this fair value gap. I think that was the reason for the pullback. It wasn't filled completely, but price entered that zone. You can see this fair value gap. Price entered into that zone and there was a strong rejection. You can see the patterns we had here. We had this is an inverted hammer. Then this next candle closed as a spinning bottom. And at the market, what happened later? The market closed above the high of this candle. This is an engulfing candle. it engulfed the high of this candle, and this candle. So this is an engulfing pattern. I think this pullback was to fill a fair value gap that was created after the formation of this engulfing pattern. I'm sure a fair value gap was created. Let's confirm that on 15 minutes. So on 15 minutes, okay, not fair value gap. Let's see 5 minutes. Let's see on 5 minutes. Okay, let's see on 5 minutes. So you can see on 5 minutes, we had a fair value gap here. Price had to pull back to fill that fair value gap. I'm sure there's still one fair value gap below this one on 5 minutes, and that's the reason price broke out from this fair value gap on 5 minutes. Let's go confirm that on 1 minute. Okay. So on 1 minute, let's see. So can you see the fair value gap on, this is the fair value gap on 1 minute, and that was the reason price broke out from the fair value gap we identified on 5 minutes. So you can see this was where price pulled back. Let's see on 15 minutes. You can see that. Can you see that? Price had to come through the fair value gap, and you can see the rejection from that zone. You can see. So this is a bullish setup on Euro USD too. Euro USD is bullish. Okay. So which other instrument do you want us to look at? Okay, like I shared with you guys also, I took a trade on Euro Aussie. I told you guys my bias for Euro Aussie is bearish, and I saw the opportunity on Euro USD today, and I made close to 80 pips. I made 80 pips on Euro Aussie. I made 80 pips on Euro Aussie today. 80 pips. Let me check. Let me check. Oh, my entry was 1.7255. 1.7255. This was my entry. 1.7255. 7255. This was my entry. This was my entry. So I took a step from this point and close to 80 pips. That's about 75 pips on Euro Aussie. 75 pips on Euro Aussie. Okay. So I'm still bearish on Euro Aussie. I'm still very bearish on Euro Aussie. Still very bearish. I've already adjusted my stop loss to break even. I've adjusted my stop loss to break even. Okay. So that's it for Euro Aussie. Any question? That will be all for tonight's session. If there are no questions, if you have any question, let me know. I appreciate you all for your participation. I believe you're getting value from all these sessions and you're implementing everything you learn from the classes. It's not just about attending the classes. You should learn something and also implement it in your trading. Okay. Any question? Any question? Do you have any question? Any question? Mr. Adebayo, Mr. Wale, Mr. Kenneth. Who else again? Mr. Fabius, do you have any question? If you have any question, let me know. All right, I guess there are no questions. Thank you very much for your participation. I wish you all a wonderful night. We'll be meeting tomorrow by 10 a.m. Okay, 10 a.m. We'll be meeting tomorrow by 10 a.m. Good night.